Good morning, learners. Welcome to today's lesson. We are still on the topic democracy and human rights. Human rights. Human rights here, we are talking about the privileges that each individual is supposed to have. Each individual is supposed to have. Now, we are going to talk about forms of child abuse. Forms of child abuse. Here, forms of child abuse. Child abuse first. We start with child abuse. What is child abuse? If somebody asks you, what is child abuse? Child abuse is the doing of wrong things to a child. Doing of wrong things to a child. Doing of wrong things to a child that can harm or create effect on her or him. Doing wrong things to a child that can harm or affect him or her. Doing wrong things to a child that can affect or harm him or her. Child abuse, or another definition, is when you deny a child his or her rights, which I say rights are privileges. These are privileges that should be enjoyed. The freedom, privileges, freedom. When these rights or the privileges or the freedom are violated. So when you say a child abuse is doing wrong things, this is doing wrong things to a child that can harm or affect him or her. Or we can also say when you deny a child his or her rights or privileges or real freedom, when they are violated. When those freedom or rights, denying them, we are violating this child's freedom. An example here of this child abuse, common forms. There are very many common forms of child abuse. You cannot say going to a farm is a child abuse. That one you are assisting your parents. But when you are going to that farm to get money, for you to earn money, that is child abuse. When you are maybe employed somewhere to take care of a child, taking care of your sister or your brother, that is not a child abuse. But when you go to work for you to get money, taking care of somebody's child for you to get money, that is a child abuse. So common forms of child abuse. Common forms of child abuse. Common forms of child abuse. We have to start with one, killing a child. This child has a right to live. This child has a right to live. So when you kill that child, you are violating the right of this child. We have beating, or beating, which means assaulting physically. I do not say a child should not be beaten, but when you are assaulting this child physically until you see that the child has some bruises on the body, or beating the child with maybe fire, there is fire, you are burning this child, you are assaulting this child physically. You beat the child until you see that the child has some that the child is just really hurt. That is child abuse. But it should not be that the child should be beaten. A child should always be corrected. That is another form of, when you assault the child physically until the child is hurt, that is assaulting the child. That is child abuse. But a child should always be corrected. Denying the child food. Denying the child food. That is child abuse. Denying education. Yeah, food. Denying the child education. That is child abuse. When a child is denied education, we have early marriages. Some children are being married. Some parents are forcing their child to go and get married. Early marriages before the age of 18 years. Before the age of 18 years. This is still a child. When you force this child to go and get married at an early age, that one is child abuse. Practices like FGM, practices like FGM. FGM means female genital mutilation. Female genital mutilation. This means that the child, this is circumcised, female genital mutilation, this is circumcising a girl child. That is child labor, because this child will bleed a lot, especially girls, they bleed a lot, and sometimes they can die, or when they get older while giving birth, they have a lot of pain while giving birth. So that is also another form of child. There are a lot of forms of child abuse. I want you to write other forms. I've just given few. There are very many forms of children abuse. There are very many. I've only given very few forms of child abuse. I want you to write more other forms of child abuse. I've only given out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've only given out 6, but I want you to write more. There are very many other forms of children abuse. But don't tell me going to the farm. Going to the farm, you are supposed to assist your parent in doing farm work. Don't tell me cooking. Cooking is not a form of child abuse. That's when you are assisting your parents. Just tell me other forms as child abuse, denying their rights. Like example, we have refusing them a chance to go to school, that is denying them education. We have parental love, lack of parental love. When maybe you throw your kids on the street, that is denying their child parental love and protection. That is also a form of child abuse. We now go to another ways of protecting children from abuse. Ways of protecting children from abuse. How can we protect children from abuse? How can we protect children from abuse? One, educating parents. One is educating parents. Educating parents meaning the need of protection. It does not mean that the parents do not know how to take care of their children, but educating them is just making them be aware of the importance or the importance of taking care of their children, the importance of being there for them, the importance of educating them, the importance of protecting them from FGM. All those are educating parents. That is making them aware. This is just making them aware. Making them aware. So, I will go to another one. Taking legal action. Taking legal action against child abusers. Taking legal action against child abusers. They should be reported to the authority. Those who try to abuse those rights, like marrying a child who is under the age of 18 years, should be reported to the authorities. Recognizing their children's rights, recognizing the rights to children to rest and leisure. Recognizing. Another one is recognizing. The child's right to leisure and engage in play. There are some other children who do not even have time to go and play. So if the parent recognizes leisure is that free time that every child should have, the leisure is that free time that a child should have. So it should be protected. The children should always be given that time to go and play and to have that leisure time. I will give one more, then you will finish up. We will add more on the list. Punish irresponsible parents. Punish irresponsible parents. This is punish irresponsible parents. This is also another way to protect children from abuse. Punish irresponsible parents. So what I want you to do is complete again, add more ways of protecting children. Write other ways of protecting children from abuse. I've already explained to you ways how to prevent children from being abused. So add more ways of protecting children from abuse. So we have completed our topic for today. I'll be sending questions about this on this topic. See you next time. Bye.